I'm Jess DeLauder, and this is Austin Saliga, and we have an interactive read aloud for kindergarten class. It's a felt board. You know, these aren't used too much anymore, but I think it'd be still a fun way to get your kids involved. They love to have a story told with words and interactive pieces. We are focusing on the book Goodnight Moon and how it rhymes. So our common core is to identify rhymes in poems and stories in a read aloud, and to repeat and produce rhyming words from a poem or story. And our focus question is students will recognize and learn rhyming words based off words included in the story, Goodnight Moon, because this whole book is essentially one big rhyme. And so for the prior knowledge of rhyming words and to make sure the students understand what rhyming words are, of course this would be blank, and we would put up a very simple word family like sat. And even kindergartners, most kids know words like sat, and then we can hand the students some words, and they can come up and put cat, bat, mat. And then we have some pieces that have blanks, and we can write some other words that they think of for rhyming with different words. And then the key words and vocabulary will point out a lot of the key words are balloons, kittens, toy house, brush, clocks, bears, everywhere. And that they're listening for rhyming words, and they're going to be detectives. So we introduce the text to the students and ask if they've read the book before, because most have. And then you read the title and ask them if any words they can think of that rhyme with moon. So based on the students' response, ask how they know why the two words rhyme. What sounds, does it sound the same? So maybe they can think of some on their own as well. And then brainstorm as a class to come up with some others, turn and talk, and kind of pull the class as a whole group. So, Austin?
All right. So after they do that, we're going to tell the kids, the students, just to get them very engaged, that as we're reading, that their job is to be a detective. And what they're going to do throughout the story is they're going to be a detective for our rhyming words throughout. After we already discussed what a rhyming word is and how it works, so now they're going to notice a rhyming word. So, for example, while we're reading, we're going to discuss. So when they come to, and there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. So as we read, each student, they're going to get different pictures or words. That way all the students can participate, and each has a turn coming up to the board and putting something up there. So as you can see, we have kittens. So if they hear the word kittens, they're going to come up, they're going to put their kittens on the board, and then whoever has the word kittens is going to as well, while we're reading the story. And then if there's a rhyming word and whoever has mittens comes up, the student's going to put mittens up there, and they're going to be like, oh, that rhymes with kittens. They were being good detectives, mentioned throughout the book that they did a good job. They were, being good detectives, and explain while reading why they think kittens and mittens rhyme. That way to reinforce it. So throughout the story they do that. So it's in a green room, so they'll put their pictures in the green room, and then their words on the other side if they have a word. For our closure, we're going to take all the words that were in first, I think kittens were before mittens, so we're going to put a column of those. So kittens, balloons, toy house, brush, just words that they were familiar with that we talked about in the story. And how we're going to revisit is we're going to give, actually talk about with the class what word, and we'll have all the other words like scrambled, mixed, on the other side. And then they'll come up and we'll talk as a class. Well, kittens was in the book. Well, which word over here that was in the book rhymed with kittens? And they'll say mittens, and we'll put it over here. That's just our closure and revisiting. Our assessment, however, will take away all our words, keep column 1 words still up on the board. We'll make sure our basic kids get our ones that we reinforced and talked about throughout the story a couple times. So our basic kids will get mittens that go with kittens, and so forth. However, our advanced kids will get a word such as locks that wasn't in the story, that would would rhyme with a word that was in the story, such as clocks. So they will come up, and that's kind of assessing them. We won't, give the students any, yes or no answers, just assessing. Every student will get a word. Our basic ones will come up, everyone will put it beside the word in column 1 that matches or rhymes, and they can just do it out. Word will, assess them that way.